So the other day I realized it's been just over 2 years since I published my first YouTube video. This absolute fucking gem.
Now, you might have recently seen that Cristiano Ronaldo has come out of quarantine supposedly fitter than ever.
Jeez. Oh, he's dead behind the eyes. Nothing's there. Wow. Anyway, since then I've published 78 videos, gotten around 173,000 views, and have gained just under 1,300 subscribers, which to me, that's still a mad number. So thank you so much. Every single one of you really counts and matters, and it's a bit weird. But yeah, no, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. And I've also reached monetization, which I turned on in March. And since then, I have earned, wait for it, £132.48.
It's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
So I'm now retiring. But seriously, despite the fact I've effectively completed YouTube, I thought I'd take the time to do a little bit of a reflection in this video, something a little bit different from what I usually do. Also because I think probably a lot of you want to start your own channels, most likely. You've thought about it in some shape or form. So I'll just tell you some of the honest truths that I've felt and experienced from my time on YouTube, and also going to share what my plans are for the future. So buckle up and let's chat. So a lot of people who want to create content have a really warped perception of how easy it is and also how enjoyable it is. It's fucking not, trust me. It's a lot of work. I try and keep my videos as short as possible, and that's not just for the viewer's experience, that's also because I get bored very easily. Because for my typical 5 to 7 minute videos, when you take everything into consideration that goes into that, it typically takes me around 7 to 8 hours. It's an hour writing the script, another hour setting up and filming, another hour doing what I call the baseline edit, where I import the footage, trim it down, edit out my mistakes, color grade it, fix up the audio, that sort of thing. Then it's usually another couple of hours finding, cutting, and downloading all the additional footage I use. And then it's also probably around 2 to 3 hours then doing the final edit, where I'll sequence those clips together, add titles, graphics, and music along with sound effects. So that's a lot of time, even for just a 5 to 7 minute video. And for me, this is a hobby. And I feel that any hobby can get boring if you do it too much. You know, you probably have some hobby or activity that you do once a week, but if you did it 5 days a week, you get pretty sick of it, right? And I'm the same with making videos. I have a strong weekly enthusiasm to create something, but that enthusiasm depletes with every hour that I spend actually doing it. So yeah, making videos is fun, but it is a tough slog, and it's something that just for me, I could get sick of really easily, you know? So it's like eating pizza for dinner every day. You know, if you had it 1 day a week, that's great. Absolutely love it. Second day, you might think, oh yeah, it's still pretty tasty. And then third day, you're sick of it. You know, it's gross. You know, that's just how I feel when it comes to making videos. Hopefully you don't feel gross when you watch them. That's just my personal take. I know a lot of other people love it a lot more than I do. But just keep that in mind if you want to start your own channel, because you've got to ask yourself, am I going to enjoy doing all of those tasks every single week? And particularly if you're posting stuff and it's only getting 30, 40 views each time. Now, this second point obviously isn't 100% true. Obviously, you need to keep posting consistently to keep feeding the YouTube algorithm. And I guess managed to do that the first year on YouTube. I managed to post 52 videos in that first year, but things have dived off since then because the world's opened up. I'm doing a lot more other things, and it's just not been as much of a priority for me. You know, if I was maybe at 100 odd videos by now, would I be further along? Probably, but I'm not. Despite this though, I have had some successes with my channel, if you could call them that. And for every single one of them, they've been completely fucking random. So for example, my best performing video is about Surya Bonaly, a black figure skater who had a career marked by marginalization and discrimination whilst performing in a predominantly white sport. And I thought this video was okay. The audio for some reason was just weird and a bit fucked. I think it was a new mic and I didn't actually adjust the settings, so I just sound weird, so I don't actually like this video whatsoever. Anyway, when I first posted this, it did a fair bit better than usual videos. I remember that it was getting like 5 to 10 views a day consistently after I posted it, whereas a lot of other videos would just sort of peter out after a few days. And it just kept doing that for a good few months, I guess. But then 163 days after initially publishing it, it randomly got 500 views in one day. And then for the next couple of weeks, it again kept getting a few hundred views each day. And I just found this really bizarre because it was such an old video. I'd completely forgotten about it. And then again, it died down to maybe like 20 views a day. And then again, it had a random surge, I think 231 days in, where it just randomly one day got like 2,000 or 3,000 views. And then for the next couple of weeks, just kept getting anywhere between 2,000 and 5,000 views a day, which was just bizarre given how, again, old this video was. And there was no obvious reason as to like why it suddenly got picked up. And for me, this is just the best personal example I have of how random your success on YouTube really is. And I did a bit of digging and found out that a couple of those surges were for actual reasons, I guess. So one was during Black History Month and then the other during the Winter Olympics, so kind of did make sense. The lesson here is that you can do trend jacking, where you make a video and post it about a certain event or sort of topic as that is on the public's mind, I guess you could say. And I did this recently with my Emma Raducanu video because it was Wimbledon, everyone's sort of talking about her, and it, sure enough, did get a lot more views than typical videos. Albeit then got a copyright strike and got taken down by US Tennis. Snakes. But aside from that, no planning or preparation could have like prepared me for those random surges that I saw with the Surya Bonley video. It just shows you just have to post stuff and, you know, what happens. Bit of a shit basic lesson, but for me, at least, that's been the reality. And just another random example of not really controlling the outcomes was on my second most popular video, a complete guide to mental imagery. So quite a similar thing with Surya Bonley, definitely got more views and had a couple of surges here and there, but it's had two really random surges of like thousands of views in the space of a few days. And so again, I dug into the analytics of this and just kind of noticed that I think what happened was some form of health app integrated it into their app, I guess, as a link. And that's obviously driven huge amounts of external traffic. So I think this is actually sort of pretty cool. You know, it's probably some actual decent company with a strong subscriber or sort of client base. I've actually seen enough sort of utility in that video to link it to potentially thousands of people. And it has given me, you know, extra few thousand views. And also just randomly, because of one of these surges in traffic recently, on that video, in one day, I managed to get £14 in AdSense. £14, which for me, considering I earn probably about just under £1 a day in AdSense, well, it's game changing. So again, second retirement is happening now. So the lesson I've learned here is that as much as it's hard to do, as soon as you post content, you just have to completely detach from it. You have no say or control over whether it's going to completely bomb, you know, completely slap, or, you know, get resurrected randomly months later. What actually then happens in terms of success, really, I think is just a lot of luck. I probably would say that because of the size of my channel and the lack of views that I get. But yeah, that's just my take. Also, secret tip, I just read a script off my phone. That's why you never see my arms, because I've just got a phone on my lap. I look down, I fuck up the lines 5-6 times, eventually get it, move on. That's peak performance YouTube right there. So I'm now actually at a bit of a crossroads in my own professional life. Basically, I've worked for myself for the past 6 years, and I'm at a bit of a point now where I'm kind of done with what I do. So I coach, I run workshops and sort of trainings and programs, and then I also do a lot of tutoring work. So I actually teach psychology and sociology, which I have really loved. And you probably have noticed I do give off teacher vibes here and there. And that's just because I love learning and helping others learn. But now the world is pretty much 99% back to normal, and it looks like the world of work has changed permanently. I'm possibly thinking about a career change. You see, before I worked for myself, I used to work a 9 to 5 in London, and I absolutely fucking hated it. I was just not cut out to do the whole commuting thing, getting the tube in every day, and then sitting at the same desk for 8-9 hours every single day. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved working with the people that I worked with, and, you know, my bosses were fantastic, but I was just not cut out for that style of work. It just made me so miserable. But now, since the pandemic, a lot of companies are offering completely remote work, or at least flexible models where you might go into the office 1 or 2 days a week. That's something I'm actually quite open to, if I'm being honest. You know, the work I do is great for its flexibility, and I'm really fortunate to do something where I can actually see the direct impact I'm having on the lives of the people that I'm helping. But to be honest, it's a bit lonely. I don't have any colleagues, and the people I work with, it's more in a sort of client relationship. So it's just not the same as being on the same team as someone, which I think is so important to actually kind of work towards a collective goal, vision, or mission. Something I know that I've been missing and really wanting to get back on board with. And just having people who are more experienced and better than you in your environment is so key. And that's something I have definitely been missing. And I'm at a point now where I feel like I'm becoming wasted potential, which obviously, given the nature of my channel, you could tell probably scares the shit out of me. So moving forward, I'll still be making videos, but I may gradually start changing the types of things that I make content on. And one thing that I might start doing is documenting my own journey should I start this pathway of finding a new career. And the reason for that is because I think it could potentially be quite helpful, given I know a lot of you guys are quite young yourselves and probably trying to work out what you want to do with your lives as well. So any interesting activities, resources, or sort of processes I go through, I might share key lessons, takeaways that can then hopefully help you guys as well. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. And just want to say, wow, 2 years has absolutely whizzed by. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch my videos, to be part of this journey so far. And I hope that you can be part of the journey moving forward. See you in the next one. Hopefully it didn't break the mic. See you later.